Hi, this is Russ Andersson. Today we're going to take a look at some of the functionality in SynthEyes 2008 based on the new tracker cleanup dialog. So we're going to start off here with a shot. It's about 200 frames of full HD resolution. So we're just going to start off by getting an initial solve on that. This is running on a 8-core Mac Pro, 3 gigahertz one. So you can move through that pretty swiftly. And so we're going to bring up this tracker cleanup here, and I'm going to leave it kind of in a little squished format here just so that we can see all the different things. Normally you'd use everything kind of a bit bigger and easier to see, but we got to get a lot of stuff into a little space. So when you bring up the tracker cleanup, it goes and takes a look at all the different trackers and analyzes how long they lived, how long, how accurate they are. And it only works after the scene has been solved, and it's comparing kind of the 2D and the 3D positions of each tracker to see just how good they are. So the first thing, we'll run from the bottom up here. We can select all the trackers that have a relatively high error, and it has some criteria on that based on what the differences between those 2D and 3D positions and pixels and what fraction of the time. It's all those flash in the viewport over there, and it gives you some idea of what trackers are problematic. And at any time with the tracker cleanup dialog, you can go and click this unlock user interface button and actually go around, so you can go and zoom in on things or whatever. It's just kind of a handy little feature to let you work easier with this particular dialog. It is kind of a semi-modal dialog so that it can work efficiently. You can also scrub through the shot just all the time without having to unlock, because there's a special frame spinner there all the time. So those are the higher trackers, and we also have short-lived trackers, and there's one up here that's kind of interesting to look at. So let's go take a look at that. And the criteria here is actually in frames, 6 frames, but if you look up on the timeline, you see that actually it's around for quite a bit longer than that. And the story is, if you watch what's going on, it's actually a moving vehicle. So the deal is that it's relatively short-lived during the time that it's actually valid even. So it's kind of a fairly sensitive little test there for the quality of the different trackers. It also looks for trackers that have little perspective. Those are the farish sort of trackers. And it can also look for bad frames themselves. So let's go, and we're going to play some games here with the user interface. Again, this usually works out better, when you take up a whole lot of screen real estate. I'm going to switch to the squished mode of the graph editor, which is going to show one little bar running all the way across for each of the trackers. And now I'm going to go and kind of make that graph editor take up that, take advantage of the space available as best as possible. So now when I hit on the show button here, you'll see that some of the bars turn red, and those are just the bad sections of those individual trackers. And again, there's a bunch of settings here for how you how it determines what's bad or not. In this case, it's showing basically the 2% worst frames, or you could show ones that are off by 2 horizontal pixels if you wanted to as well. So this is another way to find some things where maybe a tracker has gotten off course for a little bit, and you want to just ultimately take out that bad section of the track. So the normal action of the tracker cleanup dialog is to go and actually just delete the bad trackers, which is quick and dirty. You can go, if you want instead, you can use the tool to identify them and go take a look and see what's going on and fix them. By default, you notice the bad frames correction is not turned on. It's kind of an option. It can kind of Swiss cheesify your tracks a bit, depending on how good or bad the situation is and exactly how the what the degree of error is in the shot. So when you hit the fix there, it's gone and deleted things, and so your typical action after that is just to go and do a refine operation to go and tweak up the solution to reflect the changes that you've made in the tracking data. So that's really a quick look at the tracker cleanup. It's just a way to help find things and correct them quickly. As always, going and getting your hands a little dirty and seeing what's going on is always a good idea too.